In the last few years, the issue of these for-profit colleges has been big in the news. A lot of them have been found out to provide subpar educations that leave their students with massive piles of debt and really nowhere to use their degree. Essentially, they've been handing out worthless degrees to anybody willing to pay tons of money. But one of the oldest colleges that has been marketed out there is, take college courses from home, take them online, is DeVry University. I remember growing up as a child and seeing commercials for this, and I've got Scott Hardy from Top Class Actions with me to tell us about the latest problems facing DeVry University. And Scott, as I just mentioned, I've seen commercials for DeVry University, I think probably for my entire life. They're absolutely one of the oldest, I think back then it was probably college by mail. The internet didn't exist. If I'm dating myself a little bit there, I am sorry. But they've grown and they've evolved and they're still out there and they're essentially still running this same scam on American consumers.
Right. Back then it was college by Pony Express, but we won't go there for you, Farron. But yeah, it's one of those things that, as you said, there's tons of advertising on there. One of the leading online colleges, and they were making claims that, according to this class action, are patently false. They were saying things like 90% of DeVry graduates have a job within just months of graduating with their degree from DeVry. And according to this class action, that's just falsely, completely wrong. The DeVry greatly blew up and expanded their numbers to try to support and get people and sucker people, according to this class action, into signing up and paying big bucks to attend. And like you said, getting a lot of debt. According to this class action, a huge amount of the school's income is from federal financial aid programs. And so they're making sure that people are signing up and they're, using government funds to do it or government loans to do it. And unfortunately, these folks are spending all this time, all this money, thinking that they're going to get a job exactly in the field that they're studying for, and that's just not happening.
Right. I mean, that doesn't even happen with, regular campus colleges. 90% of people within 6 months are not working in whatever field it was they got their degree in. That's just simply impossible. If it was, the college I attended would be cranking out 800 new psychologists every semester. Sorry, that's not how it works. And actually, a few years ago, DeVry actually had a settlement with the Federal Trade Commission because of these same lies, didn't they?
They did. And that's the thing, is DeVry keeps getting hit with these class actions, whether it comes at a state or a federal level. But they somehow are continuing to make these claims and just change things up a little bit. But they're getting hit with it and they're paying the piper. Maybe they're thinking that, sure, we'll make the same claims. Are we lying? Meh. But we'll pay the class action tax. We'll get sued. We'll go ahead and settle it for $10 million. Big deal. We just pulled in 100. Now, I don't know how much money they're actually making off these things, but we see that a lot with corporations that continue to get nailed with class actions. They slightly change their marketing tactic, and then they just pay that class action penalty and slightly change things again to abide by it until they get caught years down the line.
Well, and with that FTC agreement, they had actually said, okay, we're going to stop. We're not going to make this claim anymore. And then, as you said, we'll tweak it a little bit. Maybe 90% of people are working in their field in 7 months. Well, we have been saying 6 months, so obviously we've changed it now. But that's not how it works. But this company, to me, based on their history, based on everything they're still doing, a lot of times, we see companies that they'll get popped with a big class action and they'll say, okay, we'll change. And they do change. DeVry has been given that opportunity multiple different times, and there hasn't been any change with them, has there?
No, that's the thing is, I remember talking with friends that went to DeVry back in the 90s, and they said, Scott, you're in the technical side. Back then I was working for AOL, and you're on the internet. I want to be in the forefront of the internet technology. DeVry has this course. And I went, stop. Don't take it from DeVry. Get a job, get some real experience. That's going to benefit you a heck of a lot more. get a technical certification. Go out and get your Microsoft certifications or your Cisco certifications to expand your horizons professionally. But take a long, hard look at any online college that you are looking at spending a ton of money on or getting loans on to make sure those credits can transfer if you want to go to your local university instead. Or in this case, are their promises legitimate? And are you going to actually be able to get a job quickly? With today's day and age, you can just do some Googling and find out how reliable their claims actually are.
Absolutely. And for more information about this particular issue, please follow the link in the description of this video. Head to Top Class Actions, and while you're there, sign up for their weekly newsletter. It is absolutely one of the best resources available for American consumers. Scott Hardy with Top Class Actions, thank you very much for telling us this story today.
You're welcome. Thanks for your time, Farron.
The Monsanto Corporation continues to sell an herbicide called Roundup. You should know that recent studies have linked this commercial herbicide to a significant increase in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. A diagnosis of this type of cancer can be devastating to you and your family, while Monsanto continues to profit from these sales. If you or a loved one were exposed to Roundup at work or at home and then developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you might be entitled to financial compensation, and you have a right to take action now.